world has reacted with shock as China has made it clear that it aspires to become a powerful, democratic, peaceful, and modern socialist nation by 2049. The country's goal of making its armed forces into elite forces has caused global consternation and sparked concerns about the steps China may take to achieve this goal. Superpower. Not just one, but the ultimate power. China has just been increasing its naval capabilities over the past 10 years, but they are progressing incredibly quickly. With that being said, let's make our way further. Why would someone wonder if this would result in an arms race with US Navy? If so, how concerned is the US Naval Force? After all, the US Navy has historically maintained a strong presence in the region, but could China's growing military might challenge that dominance? Additionally, what did China's president, Mr. Xi, mean when he promised his country a Chinese dream? It sounds a lot like the American dream, doesn't it? Let us go over the specifics that show you which naval forces are seriously threatened and how these could destroy them. China's increasing fleet. As everyone knows, China's plan to expand its naval forces consists of 5 branches: the Naval Air Force, the Marine Force, the Coastal Defense Force, the Surface Force, and the Submarine Force. With 240,000 personnel, including 15,000 Marines and 26,000 Naval Air Force personnel, it has the second highest tonnage of any Navy in the world as of 2022, just behind the US Navy. It also has the highest number of major surface combatants of any Navy in the world, with an overall battle force of about 350 surface ships and submarines. The battle force of the US Navy is made up of around 293 ships. It is noteworthy that in the following 2 years, China's fleet is scheduled to increase to 400 ships. According to the US Navy's navigation plan for 2022, which was released last summer, China is currently building 2 more carriers of its design. These carriers represent significant advancements in the plan's capabilities and are a testament to China's growing ambition as a global naval power. Meanwhile, the US fleet consists of less than 300 ships, and the Pentagon plans to have 350 manned ships by 2045, still far behind China. The strategy is more capable of projecting strength farther abroad and defending its interest in the Asia-Pacific area. With an estimated weight of 50,000 tons, the Shandong is China's second aircraft carrier, somewhat larger than the Liaoning. It can accommodate up to 44 aircraft, including fighter jets, helicopters, and early warning aircraft. The carrier can perform various naval activities, including air defense and anti-submarine warfare, because it is outfitted with cutting-edge communication, navigation, and combat technologies. The Shenyang J-15 fighter planes, which are upgraded renditions of the Russian Su-33 design, specially tailored for carrier-based missions, make up Shandong's air wing. What can be expected from the Type 003 Fujian? It is anticipated to be larger than the Shandong, with a displacement of approximately 85,000 tons. Additionally, it will be outfitted with an electromagnetic aircraft launch system, which is a more sophisticated method of launching aircraft off a carrier deck. It's noteworthy to note that China plans to have 6 carrier strike groups by 2035. This bold initiative aims to enable China to project an unparalleled degree of combat might to any area. That's quite startling, isn't it? It's crucial to realize that aircraft carriers are part of a larger fleet that protects and surrounds them, while also delivering a sizable amount of firepower that can destroy targets on land and at sea, with a range of several hundred miles. That is why people should be concerned. The international community has criticized the Chinese government's approach to achieving these goals, citing the detention of Uyghurs and other ethnic minorities in internment camps in Xinjiang as a violation of human rights and a threat to regional stability. The Chinese government has highlighted the significance of maintaining social stability and national unity as vital aspects of the Chinese Dream Initiative. While it has not been explicitly stated by the Chinese government, Some analysts believe that the policies implemented in Xinjiang, along with other measures like the crackdown on pro-democracy protests in Hong Kong, are part of a larger effort to suppress dissent and maintain political control within China's borders. The Chinese Dream Initiative aims to improve the lives of Chinese citizens and achieve national rejuvenation. This plan has also made its way to other territorial conflicts in Asia and the Pacific, most notably in the South China Sea. China asserts its sovereignty over a large portion of the South China Sea, has created many artificial islands and military installations to bolster its presence there, and has undertaken multiple patrols and drills there. Taiwan is viewed by Beijing as a province that broke away from China, and President Xi Jinping has given the People's Liberation Army orders to be ready to retake the island militarily by 2027. The issue of military dominance looms large over the South China Sea, a crucial strategic area. Many are curious as to whether China's escalating naval might, which includes the acquisition of cutting-edge vessels and weaponry, would pose a threat to the US Navy's hegemony at sea. Others contend that the US Navy's dominance over the world's most powerful naval force may be threatened by China's increasing naval might, which includes the acquisition of cutting-edge vessels and weapon systems. Some, on the other hand, are unmoved by China's advances because of the US Navy's lengthy history and superior technology. With a global fleet and a budget that exceeds the GDP of many small nations, the US Navy is armed with some of the most potent and cutting-edge vessels and weaponry in existence. Numerous analysts concur that experience and training, in addition to sheer numbers, account for the US Navy's advantage. With its 11 aircraft carriers, cutting-edge weaponry like lasers and next-generation electronic warfare, and the capacity to launch and manage a small fleet of unmanned vehicles, the US Navy has contributed to victory in 2 world wars and the Cold War. For several reasons, Chinese aircraft carriers would be extremely vulnerable in a conflict with the US Navy. The Chinese air carrier defenses are expected to be overwhelmed by the US Navy's huge projection of a forward-positioned 5th-generation maritime air force. Japan, which has recently made significant investments in purchasing F-35s, and Guam are 2 strategic locations from which the United States may deploy land-based F-22s and F-35As. This would add to the overall threat pressure in the Pacific and highlight the significance of maintaining a strong military presence in these locations. Concerns have been raised over China's capacity to neutralize the threat presented by US and Japanese air power in the Pacific as a result of its development of a 5th-generation carrier-launched J-31 fighter aircraft. The development of the project and its possible efficacy remained questionable, just as it is unclear if China will have a reliable 5th-generation aircraft very soon. Furthermore, Chinese aircraft carriers may be in danger shortly from the newest Tomahawk missile versions, which US Navy destroyers and cruisers are capable of firing. These missiles pose a serious threat to Chinese ships operating in the area since they can reach up to 900 miles without being picked up by the majority of ship-based radar systems. Chinese ships are seriously threatened by the US Navy's assault submarines and underwater drones. Because of their sophisticated sonar quieting technology, the Virginia-class submarines, namely Block 3 and Block 5, are becoming more and more valuable for intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance operations. These submarines are perfect for detecting and striking Chinese surface ships with torpedoes and underwater-launched Tomahawk missiles, since they can operate closer to high-risk regions with lesser detection hazards. According to senior US Navy officials, these newest versions contain improved materials, quieting applications, and antennae that improve sensing and lessen acoustic signatures. Heavyweight and lightweight torpedoes that may be fired from underwater to intercept approaching threats are also being added to the Virginia-class submarines. Although China has made strides in modernizing its navy, the US is still confident in its own naval prowess and strategic advantages. With the backing of a robust network of friends and partners, the US Navy is the leader in the world in terms of technological resources and worldwide reach. The US is aggressively attempting to counter China's navy, especially in areas of area denial and anti-access capabilities, as it is mindful of the possible threat that the Chinese Navy may pose. It is imperative to invest in cutting-edge technology and capabilities, including underwater warfare, cyber capabilities, and unmanned systems. Miscalculation or violence in the area is still a possibility, especially in light of the US-China tensions over trade, Taiwan, and the South China Sea. The US is determined to hold on to its strategic advantage and the technological superiority in the area, and it will keep a careful eye on developments. That brings us to the conclusion of our video. If you enjoyed it, do like and subscribe, and please comment and what would you like for us to do next?